Everybody, it's Michelle, and welcome back to my meadow. I have a new scenery tonight. There could be cats coming across at any moment, so I know you all love that. The indoor cats this time, cats you haven't met yet. But we've had spotty weather all day, and so I made the call about 4 o'clock that I was just going to set up and go live inside because I didn't want to run the chance of it would sprinkle and then it wouldn't and it would sprinkle. I didn't want to run the chance of having just all of the bottom fall out while I was outside with a laptop. So, not as sexy as the meadow, but at least the lighting is good and hopefully you can hear me okay. So, all right, fantastic, fantastic. The sound must be really good if you can hear me all the way in Australia, Karen. Fantastic. Oh, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's see who all's here today. Let me scroll up to the top here. Hey, Karen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Habitual hobbies. Hey, Alex, how are you? How are you? Uh, Kaylee, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. I think Kaylee, we've still got you on as moderator if that's okay with you. Hopefully that's fine. Let's see. The drawing in my thumbnail is a friend of mine it's an actual painting. And so she did a painting of me from a picture that my nephew took a couple of years ago when I was outside. And it was a fun picture and she made the painting. So I'm just turning that into all my little logos and stuff because I just love it myself too. So, um, hot coffee in the morning, hot coffee at night, all the time. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Karen. Karen, I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words. So, hey, Lynn. Hey, Lynn. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Fantastic. So glad y'all are here. Oh, man, it's rolling on past here. Karen, Meadow Hendricks, how are you tonight? How are you? Yay, yay, yay. Sunny life. Hey. All right. Yay. So, y'all, how was it June? Like, I saw somebody post that they're thinking about their fall garden. They're south of me. Well, yeah, actually, I kind of am too, because since nothing really got overplanted in spring and it's too hot really to deal here with planting out tomatoes and peppers and stuff right now. So I don't know. Maybe I need to start thinking about the fall garden. What about you guys? It's so weird how the seasons are different. I mean, I know the United States is large, but you're watching people who are just now putting their spring gardens in. And I'm already thinking about taking some stuff out and thinking towards fall. Excuse me, I've got a little tickle tonight. Hopefully that'll clear up. Yeah, thank you so much. She is very talented. She is also the same person. If you guys ever see me in some of the videos, if you saw the video today where I made the flower box, I'm wearing a little fanny pack in there. So I'll be sure to put something to her Etsy store. She's got a lot of really cool stuff on her Etsy store. She's doing stickers. She does a lot of some local stuff where she is in I guess northwest Georgia, sort of outside of Atlanta area. So fantastic. Kaylee says the older she gets, the faster time seems to go. I've heard it reckoned to a roll of toilet paper. The closer you get to the end, the faster it all goes by. And I think that is really, really true. And so, yeah, I love my little fanny pack. I think we don't talk about things like this. I don't hear other gardeners talk about this, but a lot of times when I am here gardening, there are neighbors nearby, but I might be gardening out in the yard by myself. So I don't leave my home unlocked to go outside and garden. So I need a way to be able to take my keys or to take the garage remote or something like that out in the garden with me because I'm not just going to leave my house unlocked and wander off down into the back of the meadow. I have concerns about doing that. And I grew up in a neighborhood. I grew up in a neighborhood where you definitely didn't leave the door unlocked when you were home. And so inside, I don't do that here either. So that's just my own little personal thing. So I almost always have that fanny pack or something with me so that I can carry my stuff around. But when I found it and I saw that she sold it, I bought one because I loved it. She did the design and it's really great. So thank you very much. And I'll be sure to find her link and I'll pin it in the comments after the live is over because I don't know what it is off the top of my head. But I can't believe that I can't remember right now. But at any rate, and so it's already winter in Australia. or it is winter in Australia. Hey, Sherry Seiler, how are you? How are you? I didn't see you slip in there. 9B, fantastic. That's right. You're just down south of me. Um, it is really funny to think about the fall. And I know I'll ramble. I'll go back and forth here to the chat because talking about locking things up. And in fact, um, when I made the video, and so to be clear, I feel like I live in a really safe neighborhood, but not unlike anywhere else. We just have elements that we see travel through for different reasons. There are a lot of scrappers that scrap metal. And so when I was installing the Vigo garden bed, I did up in the front. Um, I didn't finish it in one day. So I got all the first part of the video done, and then once I got everything laid out, but I didn't have the soil ready yet, I picked the whole bed and took it back in the house and left all the logs and cardboard on the ground and brought the garden bed back in the house because I felt like somebody would take and scrap it for $5 and I would be heartbroken. And so, you know, it's just what it is. Hey, hey, I make that rye and stuff. Good to see you here. Good to see you here. It's just good. It's just good safety. It's just good safety. Hey, Jesse K from SoCal, fantastic. For those who are new here, I'm Michelle. I garden in Zone 9A in Northeast Florida. I'm on a quarter acre lot. Most of you here have watched the videos before. I mostly garden around the perimeter of my house, and I am going to probably sometime this next week, I'm going to walk around and talk about why I garden the way that I garden on my specific property, what the features are of my property that have caused me to create the garden in the way that I have, because I think it really is funny and different. In the garden tour, I was talking about the garden boxes and how I'm having some weed problems, and it's just decisions that I made with landscape fabric. But if you were on a flat surface with with a garden bed, you probably wouldn't have the problem of the earth sliding when you have muddy, rainy weather and having dirt slide down and get wedged between your garden bed and your landscape fabric. And so I just want to talk about that a little bit. I think it'll be interesting and hopefully give you all some pointers and maybe ways that you can look at your land and your property differently for how you garden. So fantastic. All right. Well, hey, Anastasia Lee, welcome from Sacramento, California. Well, we got folks from we are almost around the world tonight. We all the way from Australia to California. That is fantastic. So I have a little short list, a few things I want to share with you all, and the most important of all is I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel so blessed to have such amazing support on this channel. Uh, I do share products. This channel has now become a part of our family's income. And so I share products. When you like and share the videos, it helps support the channel. If you watch the commercials that come on, it helps support the channel. All these little things do add up, and it really does help us and does help our family. And I am very grateful for that. I really didn't have that thought necessarily when I started this channel a year ago. I didn't really know where this would go. It really was about getting that first video up, and it just seemed to be the right thing at the right time. But I'm having so much fun. And if I didn't have to work, I would just be making videos all the time. Y'all would probably be sick of me because I'm just having such a good time being outside in the garden. It's great mental health. And I'm having a lot of fun learning even more about how to edit videos. I had never really done this kind of video editing before I started the channel. I used to do training videos where there's no face and there's no walking around. It was just showing screens. And so it is really helpful. But everything that you guys do, if you click on a link, if you're going to make a purchase, all of those things do add up, and they mean a lot to me. It means so much to me, all the support that you guys have given me since I started the channel. I've been saving up my money. Because we have talked about having a garden studio, and some people call it a shed, but I prefer calling it a garden studio. And so I've wanted a garden studio. So back in April, my family convinced me to do it. They felt like I was really close to saving enough money to do it. But the support that you guys gave over this last week with the big sale that was going on Epic Gardening, and the love that y'all showed there will help me be able to not have any debt, and I'll be able to have that garden shed paid for. It's a 90-day same as cash thing. So I'll be able to, over the next 90 days, have that completely paid off. And I'm very grateful for that. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. But I just want to say thank you, because you supporting me and us working together made that possible for my family. And I'm very grateful. And I did not bring tissue, so I can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. Um, so there's that. But thank you very much. I am grateful, and it means so very much to me. And so hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll be delivering that this next week, and we'll start getting things moved in there, and I'll have a hideaway. So when I have to make a garden video and it's raining, I can hide out in the garden studio and do it, or going live out there. And so I'll figure out all that's going to work. But I am really grateful for that. But and why that's kind of interesting, I wanted to share some news. Let me check the comments here. Thank you, Kaylee. We appreciate it. Habitual hobbies. Yes, Alex. It is I want this to be a community. I want this to be a place of community here. I had I was a big YouTube watcher, but I never interacted with YouTubers the way that you all have interacted with me, and I am just blown away and grateful and excited and thrilled. I had no idea, but I love it. I absolutely love it. My family's like, "What do you know?" I was like, "I'm talking with people on the channel. It's okay. Leave me, go away." No, I don't really tell them to go away, but they always are like, "Why is your face down?" Because I'm answering questions. I'm answering or getting ideas or listening to your suggestions, for which I'm grateful, and we can all share here together. Beach Winch, hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Beach Winch, did I see the Vigo solar lights on the birdies beds? I didn't know if they would fit between the ribs. Yes, they will. So I have not finished the next video yet. I have a new video for the Vigo versus birdies. And then I'm actually going to split out into a whole bunch of Vigo videos and a whole bunch of birdies videos based on the kind of questions you've asked, some shorter content that's a little easier to consume because I'm learning these things now. You know, it's been a year and a couple of months, so I've learned some stuff. But the ribs, in case you didn't know this, the ribs on the Vigo and the birdies are exactly the same. So anything that you purchase that is designed to fit between one of those ribs for one of the beds should fit on the other bed. And so that was a good eye, Beach Winch. I was going to talk about that one day. I just keep forgetting about it. And y'all, they look so cute out there in the garden at night. I already have a whole bunch of fairy lights out along the garden. And so now this gives me lights up along the path where the garden beds are. And so I look forward to get some more of those. Those were, in all transparency, those were provided to me from Vigo for free. They just showed up in the mail one day. And so that's the other side of this that I had no expectation for either, is stuff just shows up. But I want to always have transparency with you guys. I buy a lot of my own stuff, but I do receive some stuff too. And I try to share that with you guys. So, um, uh, Metal Hendrix, so I'm really glad that you helped out. They are cool lights. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. I do want to support this community. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you like those Q&A videos. You would like to see them at night sometime on a video. I will make that happen. I will make that happen. I've still got to figure out. I just got to figure it out. We're usually asleep by the time it's dark. So we get up. I wake up sometime between 3 and 4 a.m. and typically, and I start working from home uh, up until the time that it's time to help my wife get out the door and get to work, and she leaves for work pretty early, usually before daylight as well. And so um, and so then by the time we're on the other end of the day, we're usually in pajamas by 7:30. So typically, but I will definitely do that. I'll figure out how to get that and make that work. So that's very good. But so that brings me to our news, and one of the reasons that it meant so much to me that you guys supported the sale and that you're clicking on links and you're doing these things is that we got and I have permission to share this because I know my wife doesn't want to be on camera, and I want to respect that for her. But we've sort of created this community and family here. Um, um, then that's, but I want to share this with you guys. She got notice a couple of weeks ago that they're, where she works, she will no longer have a job there. And so she will currently, they believe she'll have a job until May, but I mean, sorry, till March of next year, till March of next year. But I am a natural born skeptic. I wasn't born in Missouri, but I do believe in the show me and I'll believe you stuff. And so hopefully Alex will get a good giggle out of that. And so um, the I have to think about that, and she has to think about that. And so one of the things that that means is I had planned to invest in more of the birdies beds during the sale. And I was talking about it, I think, on the last live, and I shared it in a couple of videos that I really had plans for Orchard Row, but I can't do that right now. I have with the garden shed coming, I, you know, after that's paid off, that'll be done. We'll think about it in the future. If I hadn't already committed to the garden studio. If I hadn't already committed to that, I wouldn't have committed to that at this point, because I just want us to be smart. And, we're at a particular age that you don't just run out and find another job. And so we just want to be smart. I just want to share that with you guys and tell you that it really does mean a lot to our family when you do things to support the channel. So I probably beat that horse a little bit much, but I feel it on my heart, and I just wanted to share it with you and say that to you. So thank you. And I know, everybody is always going through something. We feel very blessed, and if nothing else, I can eat loofah, right? We know that I can eat loofah because I have plenty of that. I think someone asked about the loofah taste test. I apologize. I have a hard time remembering sometimes. I have a lot of conversations, and so, I don't always remember these things, but someone wanted to know how the taste test did. I finished the video today for the taste test. And since you guys are here on the live, I will tell you the results of the taste test. Uh, I think that I can maximize my yield. I could have more fruit, or I guess it's a vegetable. I could have more vegetable by letting it grow a little bit longer. I had been picking it around between 12 and 14 inches on the loofah, but the one that I picked that we tasted today was about 20 inches, but that was kind of at the end of it. After 20 inches, I think it's going to be a little too earthy, as the missus says. And so, earthy meaning it's starting to have that. I think of it as a musky flavor. I could barely taste it, but she's like a super taster. Really, she ought to go be a sommelier or sommelier, sommelier, a sommelier or something like that, because I think she has such a good taste, such a good taste. And so it was really good. She made some curry tonight, but she put eggplant in it, and I kind of forgot that I was allergic to big purple eggplant, and so I don't get to eat any of this delicious curry. But folks at work will enjoy it this week, so that'll be all right. But the good news is there's more loofah, and there's plenty of tomatoes. And y'all, oh, this, I just have to show this to you. Let's see if I can do this without drop. Oh man, I dropped one. Now you don't know what it is. Hopefully the cats don't beat it all over the yard, but check this out. This is figs. And so if you guys don't grow figs or can't grow figs where you are, I grew up eating figs. My grandmother had a fig tree. I've got two of them in the yard. This is probably the largest single harvest of figs I've had since we've moved here, and they are so sweet and so delicious. I'm not going to eat on camera tonight, but uh, so good. And I doubt that those will make it into a fig or a preserve. I doubt that they'll make that into a fig or preserve. Most likely, they're just going to be snacks all week long. I'll probably stick them in the fridge because there's just barely enough here to mess with that. That's the other thing that's interesting. She wanted to know, why does all the food have to come at the same time? I was like, that's just how it is. It's just what it is. We have decided we need to do a better job coordinating with mom, so that maybe she's growing some of the prolific things and we're growing some of the prolific things, but we swap so that we can just swap vegetables. She sent home last night for us peppers. I'm looking over at the counter, peppers, cucumbers, and eggplants, and things that we aren't growing. But everything we're growing, she's already growing. So we couldn't share anything back with her. So Um, Fig Newtons, this is what Fig Newtons are made out of. This is what Fig Newtons are made out of. Um, they are really tasty. I think we talked about figs last time too. There is a little secret about figs that not everybody knows, but apparently they are used by wasps as a place to lay their eggs. And so often when you're eating figs, you're eating baby wasps. If I'm Tell me if I got that right. Um, I just think it's crunchy and I don't move on. So I don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. Fig Newton cookies, though, are pretty good. They're made from figs, I bet. Somewhere in there, there's some figs, there's some sugar. You guys, hold on a second. I've got to pick this fig up that's under the table because if I don't, I know I will step on it or the cats will take it everywhere. And I don't want that. One second. I think I see it here. I think I can reach it. Woot, woot. Saved. 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 So, Karen, thank you. Thank you so very much for those kind words. We appreciate that. I think we're going to be fine. We try to live small. We live in a small place, and we try to be smart with our money. And we're learning. I mean, at some point, you start learning these things, I guess. And so thank you for those kind words. I appreciate that. The Chicago Hardy variety is the only one that does not have wasps. That's right, Kaylee. We were talking about this last week. I remember now. So it's a very interesting thing. An arugula fig, goat cheese, and pecan salad. Oh, I've never put figs on a salad. Oh, I like that. Oh, yes, my little friend, you're going to become part of a salad. Yes, I love that. I never would have thought about that. Um, Chicago Hardy. um, so for our figs, and I know the secret. I've told you guys the secret a couple of times. The biggest secret is that outside, again, property is sloped, and I'm going to talk about that a lot more in this video this next week. Our property is sloped, and so our biggest fig tree is just off of a gutter. And right next to the fig tree, we dug a big trench. People say, how large was the trench? It's large enough to put a casket in. I know that's morbid, but that's the size that it was. And then we filled that in hugelkultur method with leaves and compost and sticks and logs and all these things, and then just covered it over completely. So when it rains, water comes across the yard, and it's kind of like an underground reservoir over there. And both of the trees, particularly the fig, does really, really well over there. So um, that salad does sound good, doesn't it? That salad sounds so good. Um, Now, the missus does not eat goat cheese, but I do like goat cheese, so she doesn't have to have any. She could put something else on there. Put some blue cheese on there. Some blue cheese might be good too. Now we do go sometimes at Whole Foods, and I haven't had this in a few years at Christmas time. And you may not like Whole Foods. You don't have to like Whole Foods. You could do this at home, by the way. But they do a stuffed brie. And so they take the brie, slice it in half, and they do all kind of like preserves. Like I think it's figs and some other things in the middle. Then it's put back together. Then you bring it home and you bake it. And it's so good. So very good. Hey, Squirrel on a Fence, welcome, welcome. Italian fig cookies is basically a homemade fig Newton, but so much better. Italian fig cookies. Okay, I got to write this down. Salad and Italian fig cookies. Also loofah recipes, by the way, because we got curry stir fry it raw. Basically, I think really to me it tastes a lot like zucchini. It's just not quite as crisp as zucchini. Plenty of that. We have had a nice batch of tomatoes. I will have this week. I don't know if I said this on the. I don't know if I said this on the training video or not training video. Lord. On the garden tour video, but my biggest ever grown tomato is ripe and almost ready to make a sandwich. And so I will be going out to buy white bread. We don't normally keep white bread here. I do have mayonnaise. Coach, if you're watching this, this is one of those things I just got to do. I just got to do it. I'm going to slice and make a homemade tomato sandwich for the first time, because now that I have been eating tomatoes out of the garden regularly, this is going to be a problem if I have to go back to eating store bought tomatoes. Jess from Roots and Refuse Farm is 100% correct. Store bought tomatoes taste like disappointment. So, Jess, thank you for that. I'm not going to steal that from you. That's yours, but it is so true. So true. Yeah, Whole Foods, or as some people call Whole Paycheck. I don't shop there a lot. That just happens to be one of those little treats that was really, really good. And, for something like that, now that I have my own figs, of course, I could stuff it myself. Um, Something for like that, though, if you would end up having to buy all the ingredients, it's probably cheaper to get that little thing. But it's definitely a treat. It's definitely a treat. And oddly enough, paired it with banana beer. And so I forget who makes it, but it's a banana flavored beer, and that was really very, very good. Um, yeah, she a law for white bread for tomatoes. I think so too. Probably even ought to be a law for, like, it ought to be like Wonder Bread and Miracle Whip. Even, I would bet, but I'll just settle for the mayonnaise I already have here. But I am going to go down in town. There is a bread store I can run and get some cheap white bread. It'll be good enough. I don't have to. Bread's expensive. I'm not gonna go pay full price for a loaf of white bread. I'm just gonna go to the bread store and get that. So, yeah, whole paycheck. That's what a lot of people say. So, it's great. I love how we share here too, Karen. It's so much fun. It is so much fun. I'm gonna grab a sip here. I'm not sponsored by this drink company. It's just my drink. I usually have a drink in a cup or container. Um, So, yeah, that's probably true. Hellman's Mayonnaise up in New Jersey. So we have got, I mean, everybody's from all over tonight. I think I want to start making a map. I used to do this. We had a business a long time ago, and we would put pins on a map of where our customers were. And maybe I'll have to do that again with you guys. That might be kind of fun. But I really, it's June. It's time to already think about a fall garden here. Um, I'm still trying to get the soil in the garden beds. That's still on the plan, even with the other changes that are coming, because I got to be able to grow food. That's important. And so we've got to get soil in those beds. There's just so many projects that I want to do. And I am never for a lack of projects. Someone recently assured me, which was kind of a funny way to put it, that I was ADHD, had no idea, or ADD, had no idea my entire adult life. But it's so clear now to me that that is probably true. That is so probably true. And I always have lots of new and exciting projects going on all the time. But it's fun for me. It's fun for me. So, what are you all growing right now where you live? Are you harvesting anything from your gardens right now? Because I know we got folks from all over. So, from Southern California, I know, Karen, are y'all able to harvest anything in the winter there? I know you shared what your climate is. You're on the opposite side right now, and it's much colder than I would have expected for Australia. Um, Loofah soup with shrimp. Loofah soup with shrimp. Ooh, I'll write that one down too. Definitely, particularly with my wife and my in-laws being Asian, there are lots of soup opportunities and lots of different flavors of soups. Many different Southeast Asian soups. They are not beholden to any particular style of food. They will cook Vietnamese food, some Lao food, uh, not very much Cambodian food, Vietnamese food. So we will have pho, or in Thai would be kotio. And so we have a lot of choices and options there. I don't see Kay tonight. Kay could give us some more ideas. Kay, if you're here, say hey. I didn't see you in the chat there. So let's take a look at what everybody is harvesting right now. Oh, Kaylee, I am so sorry about that. Well, hopefully you can get a pepper plant or two out. We had some kung pao peppers I shared in the tour yesterday. My nephew just walked up. I was like, "Wait," he goes, "What?" We literally, for our meal, we put this much pepper in an entire dish. and he ate one and then ate another one to chop up in his lunch, like 2 peppers, this boy, you know. Again, it must be nice to have an iron stomach. Okay, I'm gonna scroll back here. Hey, Heather Kennedy. Hey, hey, hey. Let's see here. Strawberries, peas are starting to blossom. We're coming soon. Tomatoes, lots of herbs, blueberries and strawberries. Yum. I think I'm going to have some blueberries tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I covered those up. I also covered up the avocados. We actually only have 4 avocados on the tree. We had 5. So, and I think it's really because they got frozen back. But we did cover them up and wrap them in tulle and hung some noisemakers on the tree. So we'll see if that helps keep. And I put the camera over there. Not that the camera will stop the raccoon, but at least I'll know what happened. Um, we've got green beans. All right, Alex, on the green beans, some strawberries, tomatoes are growing fast. I One of the things on the tomatoes that I've started doing, and again, this is the first time I have ever had big tomatoes. I've only ever grown, they never made it before. I always lost them to something before they ever got going anywhere. But I have, and I used all starts because I was just so far behind. And I was at the pet store. I was at the nursery, and they had tomato starts, so I grabbed them. Um, but I've been picking the tomatoes based on Jacques in the Garden, saying that once they start blushing and they have a good blush on them, that you can go ahead and pick them and they'll finish ripening on the counter. And it's good. The second thing I'm trying to do, and this is from Jess at Roots and Refuge, is to harvest them at night and not after watering. And so apparently, harvesting later in the day makes them um, a little more sun baked, a little more concentrated in flavor. I don't know if those two work well together, but that's what I'm trying. I still think they taste delicious. So I'm harvesting my tomatoes, even my cherry tomatoes, while they're still small, because I really don't want the possums and the raccoons to enjoy them before I do. And they haven't found them yet, it doesn't seem. Um, so that's working out pretty good. Let's see what else we got. Strawberries, raspberries. Oh, Sunny Life. I heard someone just today talking about Num Duck My mangoes. Who was posting that? A friend of mine posted that today. Okra, peppers, callaloo. I did not plant mine yet. I think is it Sunny Life? I'm in zone 9A in Florida. Is it too late for me to plant my callaloo seeds? They're from Jamaica. My friend brought them back and gave them to me, and papaya. So having family that is Asian, I often will say words that I learned the way they say them, and so it's to me it's papaya instead of papaya, and then I hear myself say it and I just giggle about it. So cucumbers that won't quit, that's fantastic. Pickles, pickles, pickles. I happen to be a fan of using red onions and cucumbers together and making cucumber salad. So that's good. Also, my wife does not like this. I do stir fry cucumber, using it just like you would anything else right into a dish. So all right, let's see. On the beer, Metal Hendrix on the beer. Yes, banana beer, my friend. Green beans. Oh, you're going to do some canning. See, I haven't started learning to can yet. Tomatoes aren't ready for that. Um, weigh the tomatoes on a food scale and measure the circumference with a cloth measuring tape. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. Um, the Whole Food Co-op in Australia versus here. Yeah, the Whole Food here, which is owned by Amazon. I mean, it is it's expensive. And but I what I didn't find was expensive there, which was funny. I was at Whole Foods because we were meeting some friends because it was a convenient place to meet in the cafe. I bought seed starting mix at Whole Foods, which surprised me. It wasn't terribly expensive. It wasn't any more expensive than our than a little local hardware store. And I also found botanical interest seeds there, which made me happy to buy some of those and help support botanical interest. I am an affiliate for them. I should have a link somewhere, but whatever. But I was kind of fun to be able to be in Whole Foods and buy botanical interest seeds. And so we bought some of those for the garden. So That's excellent. A map of the community would be fun. I've also had, um, I've also uh, talked to my sister, my young sister-in-law. She was even suggesting something like a Discord server. So if we wanted to share pictures or ideas off of YouTube, or we could have an ongoing forum, would that be of something that's interest to you guys? Do you even know what a Discord server is? I'm very new to that. I know there are some other things like Mighty Networks, but let me know in the comments if you would be interested in a platform where we could convene outside of YouTube. I don't want to get rid of YouTube. Love YouTube. Very happy with YouTube, but we don't can't. It's harder to have this interaction, this community interaction on there like we can here quite as much. So let me know. Yeah, running out and picking them before the storm. Yeah, in fact, I did that today. I picked a few more tomatoes today that I really wanted to leave on a little longer, but I thought it was going to storm. I'm looking outside. I can see the meadow from here. It's just gray. It would sprinkle. Actually, I call it spitting. It wasn't even a sprinkle. It was a spit, and then it would stop, and you should I stay or should I go? So it is not too late to plant callaloo. That is great to know. Thank you, Sunny Life. All right. Um, oh, the sweet potatoes, harvesting the sweet potatoes, potato, and beetroot. Right. And I think you commented on the video. I don't think I will intentionally plant sweet potatoes in the ground anymore. I really liked being able to harvest them out of that tall birdie's bed in the beginning of the year. But also, I have them in, I think they're about a 15-inch or 16-inch grow bag. They're in 100-gallon grow bags. I can't wait to start harvesting some of those and seeing that because they're still up off the ground. And the other thing that I think is nice about that is I don't have to worry about them wandering everywhere either. And so there is that. Uh, Callaloo, you have heard of Callaloo probably, but I bet you've heard amaranth. And amaranth and Callaloo are the same thing, and they're eaten in different ways. I think you can have the leaves as a stir fry or something, right? And Sunny Life, back me up on this because I'm still new to amaranth myself. I planted it once, but then you also can harvest the seeds like quinoa and eat the seeds like a grain. So I think that's right. Um, hey, congratulations, Alex. Hooray. I can't imagine what it's like working at a botanical interest in Epic Gardening right now, trying to fulfill all of these orders. Uh, I am a small channel. You guys were I mean, I say that I'm a proud small channel, but I was still on the leaderboard of affiliates. I think they said I was at number 4 of orders, and so that made me very happy. I was kind of proud. Made me proud. I had some fun with it. I didn't necessarily. Uh, I don't know. Anyway, I had fun. That was all that mattered to me. I had fun, but I bet it's really busy there. Discord server. Discord is like a gamer server system. So maybe I'll do something else. Um, uh, yeah, Amaranth and Callaloo are the same thing. Um, I don't know if you use different varieties for seeds and leaves. Maybe Sunny Life can fill us in on that, but um, I'm not sure. Something else that I did not plant back this year, but I do want to plant again, is Egyptian spinach. I believe that it's called Molokai, Molokai. Um, okay, Discord is great for anyone. Look into it. Okay, thank you, thank you. I will look at that, Jesse. Um, Karen has some more herbs growing: thyme, sage, lemon balm, marjoram, and one more. Oh, I'm sorry about the lemongrass. I'm sorry about the lemongrass. Um, thank you so much, Kaylee. Thank you so much. I have worked hard on the garden beds, and I have more I still need to put together. Uh, but I'll get there. We're just a day at a time. A day at a time. Um, I like the idea of having some community off of here and outside the live. I don't know. I know that some YouTubers have a live every week. I'm not sure that I am ready for that. I'm not sure y'all are ready for that. But maybe I think for now, once a month is really good for me on going live. I really enjoy it. It's a set time. It's kind of weird. It's the same weekend. I try to do my garden tour the first weekend of the month, and the live is the first Sunday of the month. There will be times those won't be the same weekend. It happens from time to time. In fact, I probably could have done my garden tour video a little bit earlier in the week, just time, because work. Darn it. Born to garden, forced to work. That I do need a t-shirt about that. I think I saw somebody back there talking about merch. I'm not ready for the merch train yet, but I am thinking about some fun things that would be fun to do. Um, that wouldn't be a big investment, but you guys might enjoy. So I will be thinking about that. I have to do things. I have to do things that are win-win, right? When I am making videos, I want to have fun with them. I want them to be on topics that I care about. I want them to be things that would be interested in, because there's no reason for me to make videos that you're not interested in. And I want them to be something that could be done in an enjoyable way. I'm trying to get a little more fun and funky. I'm learning new tricks with the video editing, and um, I come from the training consulting background, and so and I'm a nerd, and so I don't always. I'm not as funny as I think I am, which my family likes to remind me. So the grow bags, they do have those at Epic Gardening. Feel free to go to michelleinthemeadow.com/epic anytime you want to make a purchase at Epic Gardening. But they have some at Epic Gardening. The root pouch, they have them up to 100 gallons. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you about those. I have been using fabric grow bags here in this garden since the beginning, so more than 4 years now. The bags themselves have held up pretty well, probably about 3.5 years on the small bags that got moved around. Uh, the yard guy always tries to trim really close to them. And so I do have bags that have holes in the side from having the trimmer hit them. That's not the bag's fault. I mean, they're not made to hold up to somebody running a weed whacker or a trimmer, or what is it? Mark from Self Sufficient Me calls them a whipper snipper. They're not made for that. So it's not going to be a bag that lasts for years and years and years and years, but I think you could get 3 to 5 years worth of use out of them before they get a little too hard to manage. And the nice thing, if you're really on a budget, and or you lack the skills, or you lack the time to spend the energy to actually build a bed, these 100-gallon grow bags will hold a whole bunch of plants. And I filled the bottom. I'm pretty sure that we did a video on that when I first set them up. I filled the bottom, 6 inches with some logs and some other things. I mean, it has a bottom in it. Um, and it's fabric, so it's already faded. It didn't hold up color wise at all, but the bag itself is still sturdy. But I think they're 25 or $30 for a 100-gallon bag. And you could grow, if you only wanted to do one bag for 25 bucks, it literally takes 3 or 4 seconds to set up the bed, and then you just got to fill it up and plant it out. And so it's a super cheap way to do that. In fact, I might do the rest of my sweet potatoes that way going forward, and use the higher bed, the raised garden beds, for the birdies and stuff, for other things. I did what I did in the birdies last year. For those who didn't see that video, I planted sweet potatoes. I was testing to see if you could, and you guys probably knew this, I just didn't know. I was testing to see if I could grow sweet potatoes from stems that were just cut, but not grown while they were still attached to a sweet potato. And so I cut the stems, I put them in water, and then I planted them. And I wanted to isolate them from all the other places I had planted sweet potatoes in the garden, so I would know without a doubt whether it worked or not. And it does work. And so now I don't have to do that experiment again, though I will keep getting sweet potatoes everywhere I've ever planted them. I've got the side garden bed over here that is just mulched over, cardboarded over, and right underneath the cardboard and up against the wall comes a sweet potato vine. So there's sweet potatoes under there too. So let's see. Once a month is good. Um, well, if I do the Discord thing, I'll make sure you guys know about it, or I might use Mighty Networks. I think there's a lot of ways to build some communities There's Facebook groups. A lot of people are on Facebook, but I feel the same way about that is I'm still beholden to their platform, and not that our people that our community doesn't don't follow rules and aren't polite and courteous. I'm so grateful. You guys are so awesome. But I would rather have it on a place that it's us, it's us. So, um, oh, yeah, not everybody gets my humor either, and that's okay. I told my goddaughter years ago, um, I said, I know you're going to find this hard to believe because you love me, but not everybody likes me. And she goes, "That's not possible." I'm like, "No, it's I assure you, it's very possible. But you understand, licorice ain't for everybody." In fact, I really want to write a book to that title. I probably shouldn't put that out on YouTube. Somebody else will go write it. But licorice ain't for everybody because that doesn't make licorice bad. It just isn't everybody's cup of tea, and I'm okay with that. I just have to do that. Have to do that. So, fabric shopping bags are great for a small budget. Absolutely. I'm growing in a cardboard box. That box was free. You know, um, I can't remember. I can't remember the garden channel name, but they do boxes and they wrap the box with a little bit of chicken wire and just as experiments. I mean, there if you really want to grow, you can grow in garbage bags as long as you have holes in the bottom of the garbage bag, right? So lots of ways to do it. Regular potatoes and grow bags work great. Oh, that's good to know. Oh, Twitch. Okay. Hey, Michael. Hey, Michael. Twitch with StreamYard. I haven't started even multi-streaming yet. I mean, I do technology some in my day life, and so it's sort of funny. There's so many things to all of this that I'm just like, oh, but that's interesting. Twitch is also interesting. Alex says YouTube is the only social media that she uses anymore. Okay, Sherry, good to know. Not a fan of Facebook. Uh, Kaylee said she thinks I'd be a great author. Thank you very much, Kaylee. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, absolutely habitual hobbies, nothing against any of the other platforms. Really, just for me, it was like somebody, we had the contest and they're like, Michelle, I would like to share a thank you for the thing I won. But we don't have any way on YouTube for them to upload a picture and for the community to say anything. And so they would have had to email it to me. I would have had to remember to do it. Then I would have, I mean, so I'm just trying to look for a way that we can continue to have community together. So that's good. All right. Fantastic. I can't keep up with very much. Oh yeah. Oh, cardboard boxes, garden in cardboard boxes, garden use cardboard boxes. We have a refrigerator in our garage, and that now is on either side of the refrigerator is the place for the cardboard boxes until we need them. I just flatten them, or I have help my nephew who did such a nice job on that box that's out this window here. So proud of him. He was so proud of himself. It was fun. It was fun. Um, so I think that's good. But you guys, I can't believe another hour's already almost passed by. And there were figs. I'll be having some figs for my supper tonight. I think I'll make a salad. I like that idea and put some figs on top. But um, do you have before we start wrapping up, do you have any other questions? Put them down in the chat there. Would love to hear those. If you are not, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed to the channel, that's is a big supporter of the channel. Feel free to do that. If you want to know when I'm posting stuff out, feel free to click that notification bell. I have been trying to do shorts most every day when I find something interesting happening or sharing what's happening in the garden. It's not always a how to or to do, but I think there are things happening. I hear cat paws up. Actually, hey, hey, come here, come here. Everybody wants to see you. Are you going to lay down? You can't lay down. They can't see you. Come here. This may not work. This may not work. She's not a big fan of being held, but you say hi. You say hi. You see yourself on camera. Oop, oop. Okay, we're done. All right, go ahead. Sorry about that. That's grasshopper. 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 So I knew you guys would be happy about the kitty. I saw the ears pop up. That's how you know it's going well. It goes by so fast. Absolutely. Karen, your husband is spot on. If we can't have fun, what is the point? What is the point? So, yes, grasshopper. I don't know Shearfield, but grasshopper. When I found her, and of course she's a ginger, right? So often it's ginger grasshopper. When I found her, it just depends on the day. Sometimes it's ginger, sometimes it's ginger grasshopper. She was chasing a grasshopper. I found her. I was out playing Pokemon Go. 50-year-old woman playing Pokemon Go, and out for a walk. And I looked up, and there was a real meow right there. And I watched her for a minute. She was chasing a grasshopper trying to get a meal, and it was in a big feral community. And so we rescued her, and she wasn't supposed to stay with us. Like she would be a foster fail. Jesse K, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that chat. I appreciate. Is that a super chat or a sticker? I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. In Australia, the trimmers are called whippersnippers. Um, a female orange tabby is apparently a rarity, but she's a sweetheart. She's my chunky monkey. Um, um, she is. Lynn says she bought 4 of the 15-inch high birdie's beds during the sale. Do you think I can use sticks and small limbs in the bottom and then the compost and dirt? Yes, absolutely you can. And really depending on what you want to put in there, I kind of go with the rule of thumb. About 12 inches of soil is enough. And so you could put a layer there. The one thing, just like the thing I had with my beds I'm sorry, I'm distracted. The trees are going like this out the window. So I'm really glad I didn't do this outside tonight. I would say just make sure that when you're putting that down, putting all the sticks and limbs and stuff, that as you're filling stuff in, go ahead and make sure you're filling that down and around there. So if you have access to leaves, you might even start with a little bit of leaves so that there's something to fill in the gaps around those branches, twigs, sticks. But absolutely, I would save, if you save 4 inches of fill, across a 24 square foot bed, that is still, was that 6 feet? 6 feet less of soil that you have to spend. So I think, did I do that math right? Feel free to check me on that. I tried to go fast there. Um, but I did, Metal Hendrix, I did catch a real meowth. Good catch. Good catch there. Really funny. Um, we have Heather has 3 and a feral, one in the house, and the mama lives out front. The fur babies are all of ours are rescues. We have a Maine Coon mix who I thought was a rat, and I was trying to avoid him. We have uh, uh, ginger grasshopper here, and we have another one indoors who we think either got dumped nearby or whatever, but she was friendly. She was certainly not a feral cat. And we came home late, and she literally ran into my wife's feet at the front door. Like, boom. They saw people and they ran to us. So they were not feral at all. So, and everybody is fixed. We absolutely are fixed here. In fact, we have trapped, we've successfully trapped and neutered or spayed 3 cats since we've lived here. 2 of them stay here though. Stanley, that last cat, he creeps around, but he doesn't come too close to the house anymore. So we still have a kennel outside for TNR. We have not been using it lately because we have to just plan. Our TNR clinic is far away from us, and so we have to make a plan if we see cats that we need to try to trap. So it has to be on a plan and we can only do it one day a week. And so if we're not ready to do it at 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning, then we just have to wait till the next week. So, but we're trying. When we first got here, there were so many cats. We thought there was just one cat eating cat food out back. And one night the Ring camera dinged and I took a look, there were 5 cats out there. So, it's ridiculous. And anything that we can do I'll be like Bob Barker now. Don't litter, spay and neuter, right? Anything we can do to reduce the cat populations, it's just good all the way around, and puppies too. So I want to be careful of that. But you guys, this is great. Wow, we're at 55 minutes. I am having such a good time. I'm really enjoying spending some time with you guys. We've learned a little bit more about each other. I appreciate your support on the channel. It's just such, I, I had no expectation that um, from April of last year until now, so what is that, 14 months, that I would have a community like this and have such amazing people watching the videos and videos, watching my videos and being engaging and stuff. So thank you really truly for that. So Bob Barker. Oh, let's see what Kaylee says. Bob Barker um, left millions for about 6 different law schools to begin animal law programs. That is fantastic. Oh, Heather Kennedy, I could go another half hour. I've done public speaking in the past, and I've been known to have to be asked to stop so people could have a break, so they could have a, you know what, break, so potty break. So that's so funny. Um, that's fantastic about Bob Barker. I did not know that about him. You know, Betty White, also huge proponent of taking care of animals. I like animals. My wife is obsessed. My family is. They're all obsessed. Everybody has lots and lots of animals, and I like animals. I love my kitties. We had dogs. We've done this in phases. First we had dogs. Now we have cats. We've never had cats and dogs together. Um, the things that I love the most about dogs are also, the things that you don't get to love about cats. And so dogs absolutely need you. They can't survive without you. They can't believe you left them alone for more than 3 seconds. And a cat absolutely wants nothing to do with you unless they want you. And so it is kind of a funny thing. So Heather Kennedy, if we went for another half hour, what would we talk about? You guys give me some topics. We go a little bit longer if you really want to. Up to you, completely up to you. You guys tell me in the comments. So we keep going a little bit more. Tell me what you want to talk about. Do you have questions for me? Already answered a question about the birdies beds. Um, I did remember something I was going to do. I should just keep a running list of all the videos I want to do and just have it posted somewhere. I don't know. There's so many, but um, thank you, Lynn, so much. I appreciate that. Well, welcome to the channel, Lynn. Everybody tell Lynn welcome, please. I'm so glad that you're a new subscriber. We're happy to have you here. It really is cool to me to do that. I am grateful. Um, one of the things that I stirred people up with, and it wasn't intentional, um, was when I shared where the Vigo versus the Birdies beds um, with um, uh, with their manufacturing location, that the Vigo beds are made in China and that the Birdies bed is made in Australia. And I created some stir with that unintentionally, but I wanted to know, and I figured if I wanted to know and I found out, I would share that with you. And it's right on the boxes; it's right there. Um, and so a lot of people talked about having American made stuff. And so I'll tell you guys a funny story. Um, this was while I had my shoulder surgery and I was still in a sling last year. I was in a little gardening store, little gardening boutique, for lack of a better word, in further into town. It was a cute little shop, super cute. In fact, one day I'm going to drive back into town um, and I'm going to they said I could interview them there, and I just haven't gone back yet. But I noticed that they had garden tools 50% off. And so I am a bargain girl. Okay. I'm about a bargain. And I went over to take a look, and they were American made garden tools made by a company called Bully. And I'm going to be doing some more research on them. And so I bought one of everything that they had. Number one, I would have bought it at full price because it is hard to find American made tools, period. So I would have paid full price, but they were half price because they had been sitting there for too long and no one was buying them. And so when you guys, us guys, all of us get up in arms about products coming from other countries, remember that if we don't buy things that are made, and I know we have people watching from all around the world. I mean, no offense to anyone, but if you want to see things um, made in your country, we have to be willing to do that. So, um, but it was a great deal for me on the tools, and they're great. And I have been using them, and I'll probably 2 weeks from now, I'll be doing a video with the loop hoe and doing some weeding over by that stun bed. So, um, bully tools. Okay, cool. Let's see. I missed a couple of things here. Welcome, Lynn. Thanks everybody for saying hey to hey to Lynn. I appreciate that. Habitual hobbies. Did I get anything to cover the avocados? Yes, I did. So there are only 4 left on the tree, and 3 of them are right together. And so I went the tool that I had, and this was the wife's idea. She was absolutely right. The tool that I had over on the blueberries was a little longer than I needed, and so I trimmed that, and then we took a piece of the tool and wrapped it around the avocados and tied it off with a plant tie on each end. And so it's like one big giant tool bag over one of them. And then we did the same thing on another one and wrapped some branches and leaves around it because it's not quite time to harvest them yet. Those usually come in July-ish. So they need to stay on the tree another month. Now, my aunt also suggested to me that raccoons don't like noise, and I didn't have anything else at the time. So I took some cat toys and tied them to the tree. So I don't know why this is so funny, but it just, now that I'm saying it out loud, it just seems hilarious. So hanging from the tree is one of those little plastic balls with the cat bell in it. And so if they hit the branch that's that there, that'll have that little bit of noise. And then there's a noisemaker cat toy hanging underneath the other one at the bottom of the tree. So I don't know. I just thought that was funny. So Kaylee's been obsessed with animals since she was in diapers, and that's really good. She says she only has the ones that she can afford, the best care and accoutrement. How'd I do on my word accoutrement? Um, Rambling. I will ramble. I've been known to ramble. Um, Roasted fig, prosciutto, goat cheese or gorgonzola, and arugula. Beach wench, I am hungry now. I am hungry. Oh, congratulations, Metal Hendrix, for on Pinky, and get the little snippety snip going for Pinky there. That's fantastic. That's great. That's great. Oh wait, you guys are going by fast now. Um, Lynn, absolutely wanting to choose the birdies. And I absolutely understand that. There are also some American made beds. I will eventually get at least one of those for the garden here because I want to be able to say I have something that was American made bed. Um, but they don't have that same aesthetic as the Birdies bed. I really like the corrugated metal that the Birdies and the Vigo beds have. I really do like the way those look. And so the other ones that I've seen, while they look really nice, they really just look like roofing panels to me. And I don't know why, but I am going to get one eventually once we get things settled off, and because I want to have one, I want to be able to do a review on one, and I want to have American made tools in my yard. So that's fantastic. Thank you, Kaylee, for putting out the link to the Bully Tools website. Um, Heather has a mix of both and got a new Birdie's Better round one and wants to plant it with all the herbs. Oh, what a great idea! Now, I have I have not planted out a bigger bed with all the herbs, but I would think you would want to do the things that grow taller in the center. Well, I guess it really depends on what your sun situation is like, right? So figuring out how to plant. Let me know if you've thought about that. I'm curious now. There are some things that grow really tall, like rosemary and dill will grow really tall, but then you have basil that if you're cutting it back all the time, it's a little bit lower. Um, would you put mint in that bed? I've been warned off putting mint with anything else that I just haven't thought about putting it inside a bed with anything else. So um, let's see. Snippety. Oh, it's a he. Okay. Pinky is a he. Nice, nice. Pinky and the brain, perhaps. So, um, 3 left. Yes, exactly. I got to keep those avocados safe, especially after not. Last year we had probably over 100 we started with, and so this is very sad to me. But I promise you, next season, next winter, that sweet baby will be covered if we have any kind, and we have flowers on. That was the mistake I made. Is we got cold. cold, hot, cold, hot, 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 flowers, 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 deep freeze. Killed the flowers. So thank you very much. Plastic grocery bags could be a noise deterrent. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't thought about that. Haven't thought about that. Living Traditions has some tree bags to cover large tree pots here. Oh, that's good to know too. I'm of I definitely want to keep the trees pruned to where I can manage them. Um, that zipper bag or something like that might be a really good idea as long as it lets enough sun through, I think. So I do so, and I have thought about using some tool in that way. In fact, I was thinking about that for the blueberries because I did, while I didn't get any birds stuck in there, I did get a bee stuck in there from how I had it rolled around. That made me sad to find a deceased bee in there. So I sew a little bit. It gets hotter than Hades in the summer. Yes, yes. And so I think if uh, you just got to figure out how you're going to do the bed, where you're going to align the bed. So whatever you're planting in it, so that you don't end up having things shade stuff out. So, oh, Pinky and the Brain. I just look old. Pinky and the Brain is been around a long time, and I feel like I watched some Pinky and the Brain back in the day. Um, so the James Prigioni does talk about kale and clay. Um, we don't. I don't think we must not have that same pest here that you guys have up in Joyzy, because I've never heard of anybody spraying clay until I watched his channel. But it's really interesting. Um, I don't know if that would help with the birds, but I have to say, if it would help with the birds, I might be interested in doing that for some of the peaches and things like that here. Um, In Australia, plastic grocery bags and single-use plastics have been banned in the majority of Australia. That is awesome. That is awesome. Um, I we do take ours back to we have like I'm looking at the bag over here. We have our single-use bags here, and when we take our grocery trips back now, we do try to take them back to the grocery store, or we do use them as trash bags. I try not. I don't know. I am so imperfect at it, but I read this really cool idea that if more of us were just imperfect at recycling, upcycling, repurposing things, more of us just needed to be imperfect at it, we would make a huge impact. A small percentage of people being absolutely perfect at all the recycling things is not nearly as good as a whole bunch of people doing it imperfectly. So the pest they have in Jersey is called the plum cur- cur- curculio. Curculio. I probably said that. Probably butchered that. Um, I know in California, okay, I was going to ask, thank you, if other people have this as well. I know in California, you pay like a dime per bag. I think that would certainly encourage people to do it. Um, we, I do a lot of curbside pickup. I don't go in and shop very, very much, and so I don't have that ability to do the bags as much now. But I really do try where I can. Paying for the bags is good. Oh no, I'm sorry, Alex, I read that wrong. You pay for paper and the plastic is free. They've got that completely backwards, don't they? Completely backwards. It deters pests and birds and some mammals because it tastes bad. Oh, I wonder if I could use it on the avocados to deter the raccoons. So, okay, cool. Cool. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is great. This has been great. So we have covered budgets, we've covered gardens, we've covered grow bags, we've covered sun, we've covered clay. Um, Yeah, that Sacramento, right? Definitely in Sacramento, you guys are paying for all the plastic bags there. I have family in Palm Springs, and so when we go, it's just hilarious because I forget because I'm in Florida. We don't have that rule. We have a lot of different. Never mind. This is a garden channel. But it's always funny because he I always goes to his trunk and I'm like, "Well, oh, you got to get your bags." And so he just opens his trunk. I was like, "Do you have a bag with you?" He's like, "Are you kidding? You open the trunk and it's just filled with bags because he used to go into the store and forget. So he'd buy another reusable bag and another reusable bag. So now he has a trunk full of reusable bags. And so it works though, right? It works. We try here. I reuse the soil bags that I have as trash bags. Um, for the painting project, I ended up using it as ground cover to protect the ground when we were painting. And so I try to get as much use out of them as I possibly can. Absolutely for kitty litter, any bathroom trash, any of the bags that can be reused, get reused. I saw a great sorry now there are some really cool people out there. I thought about this, then I had to pull myself back. I had to check my ADD self. Um, check out if you're really interested in plastics. Plasticpreneur. Um, Plasticpreneur. They are looking at ways of turning plastic waste into upcycling and recycling. And then there are a couple of brothers, and I think they're in England, who collect plastic and melt it down with machines and turn them into other things. And so they literally melt plastic down and put it on a turn and make bowls, or they make molds and do stuff like that. So, um, uh, Aldi, yeah, Aldi, you have to pay for all the bags at Aldi, right? And here you can buy plastic bags at the Aldi. We do have Aldis here. Um, um, Hey, that makes sense. Kaylee says she doesn't, if she forgets her bag, she just puts them in the cart and then loads them up in the car. I've done that before at Aldi as well. Um, or having some totes in the car make it really, really nice too at Aldi. Totes are sometimes a little easier than the bag. So that's pretty cool. It is June, what is it? We're June 4th today. I have not looked at the planting calendar for June, but I know there's not a whole lot of planting in Florida. Um, I'm probably not going to try to put any cucumbers out at this point. I think it's going to be pointless. Though I am really sad about not having cucumbers. That's probably the single most consumed item at our house, and I did not plant it. Woe is me. Of course, last year I didn't have a very good cucumber harvest. Maybe it'll get better though. I'm improving things. I'm improving things on the way I'm growing thanks to you guys. I'm learning a lot. Um, who was the channel I was trying to think of a minute ago? Garden Like a Viking is the one that gardens. He grows potatoes in plastic bags. And it's just some really cool videos. That man, if you guys just don't follow him, like you all probably do, like he's got a pretty popular channel. Um, he started I think last year. He started his gardening channel last year, and last time I looked, I think he had 80 or 90,000 subscribers in over a year. But he is just laying down the knowledge. He has so much garden experience. He has all these budget techniques, and I love hearing his ideas. My weed tea I learned from him and a friend who actually introduced me to him in real life, which was kind of funny. And so it was really good there. His name again is Garden Like a Viking. Garden Like a Viking. And he has a big red beard. He kind of looks like a little Viking. Usually has short hair, sometimes kind of hippie looking clothes, for lack of a better way to call it. So like little shirts that tie up or lace up. So um, if you're paying for plastic bags in the store, just buy fabric bags instead. Fair point. Fair point. So Alex says, I totally have time for some cucumbers. Well, the problem here is it's already well, I have to look it up then. I don't know if cucumbers stop flowering at certain temperatures. Like, do they stop flowering at certain temperatures the way that tomatoes do? So I'm really grateful I bought my tomato starts. I've not had any new tomato flowers in weeks, almost none, because it's just too hot. We have had 85 and 90-degree weather because we're in Florida. So yeah, Garden Like a Viking. Thank you, Kaylee, for putting his link there. Not a fan. Karen says she is not a fan of the bamboo eating utensils and the paper straws. I don't love the paper straws either, but I don't love the steel straws. I don't know, I don't like them. So we've looked at compostable straws. There are some that I think they're made from like a cornstarch. And so that's kind of a nice in between. If we do end up with straws, sometimes I try not to take them at a restaurant if I can avoid it. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes they open and put them in the cup. Well, now I've already got it. So what are you going to do there? Um, that's good. Let's see. A lot of people do succession cucumbers anyways and replant in the beginning of July and have healthy plants all through the beginning of fall. Okay, well, then I will try that. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. I will do that. I will give that a shot. I think I'll plant some cucumbers because I am super jealous of mom's cucumbers. She's got some Armenian cucumbers or English cucumbers, and she's getting like these nice 12, 13-inch cucumbers, and they're so tasty. We had some for breakfast this morning. So, breakfast. It sounds weird, right? Breakfast was so good today, y'all. Breakfast was so good. We had sweet potatoes from the yard. I sliced them up, made an omelet on top of them, used chopped onions. Now, I didn't grow the onions, but I did regrow them, some of them. And so, chopped onions, omelet. And then on the side of the omelet, we had sliced tomatoes and sliced cucumbers, both homegrown. So the sweet potatoes, the tomatoes, and the cucumbers were all homegrown, all collected from our little properties here between our house and mom's. And that was so, I don't know, y'all are gardeners, so y'all get this. It's just like so much joy to know that this thing, you know, that this meal that you've been blessed with, you had something serious to do with it. It's just amazing. Mint is for containers only. Yes, yes, yes. Um, yes, hey, Kim Kelly, welcome, welcome. One more doll, welcome, welcome. Got some new folks sliding on in here. Um, yeah, I'm gonna try for my tomatoes. My goal for the tomatoes, because I learned this last year, is to try to keep them alive through the summer. So my goal will be to keep them alive and just take good care of them and understand that while it's really hot through September, October, late September, I'm probably not going to have any tomatoes, but I have a shot at getting a winter crop because I got a winter crop last year for the first time because I didn't know because I'd always ripped them out. And so I won't be ripping out my tomato plants. All the ones that are sitting in the nursery might actually get planted somewhere. Maybe I'll get some soil and get some actual gardening done here. Um, so I don't like the steel straws either, Kim Kelly. I don't like how they feel. Lemon cucumbers. I've grown the lemon cucumbers. I had a big problem here with the moth that likes the cucumbers and escape cucumber moth. Um, and so what I want to do if I do the cucumbers is I want to set them up, and feel free, you guys, if you have some suggestion on this, I want to set them up in a way that I can cover them at night. So maybe this is where some more of that sewing comes in. Cover them at night to keep the to moths from laying the eggs on the cucumbers because last year I had very few. There should be a few funny videos that I made where I was showing you guys last year how I was getting all of the caterpillars out of my cucumbers. I take and make a jar of water and I drop the cucumber down in the water and drown the little suckers. So sorry, animal lovers here, but it's eating my food. So sometimes I'm not as patient. Um, Wise Life Brands. Thank you for sharing those, Kaylee. I appreciate that. One more doll wants to know, am I shading my tomatoes? Some of them, but not all of them. The tomatoes that are in the raised garden bed where I'm growing the loofah, they are only getting morning sun. The loofah is really creating this great shade from the backside because the if you were to be looking at the bed the way I show it, the side the tomatoes are on is east and the loofah is on the west side and it's so covered over now that even in the heat of the day it's shady. It's no wonder Babyface has made a new home in there. If y'all watched all the way to the end of the video, that cat, I swear, if she wasn't so darn cute sometimes. So no, I haven't been shading the tomatoes, though that might be something worth thinking about. Um, All right, let's see. Hey, 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 there we go. Here in New Jersey, we're on the Ask for a Straw plan, right? Okay, that's good. I need chickens. They love them. So the chickens, I'm assuming we mean love the cucumber worms. I would like to have chickens, but I can't right now. I can't. We I would like that. I just don't know that my family is ready to deal with the potential loss of chickens. Having and I know we can build a really sturdy hen house and things like that, but um, we have two problems where we live. The city ordinance is that your neighbors can't see them, and we don't have fences. And so I would have to build a fence, which I don't really want a fence because I've got this great view out the back. And so I would have to build a fence technically to have the hens to be in compliance with the rules. But I'm really concerned about the raccoons and the foxes getting them. I'm already having to deal with other critters that are being consumed by the animals on the property. So I will say, this is really off topic, but I think it's interesting. I couldn't figure out there was an ant bed in the middle of the yard, and when I looked down, I realized it was moving, and it wasn't that it was an ant bed. Something was in the yard that had perished, something very small. Very likely it was a baby bird, frankly. Um, but I don't know where it came from. Like there's no tree right there, and so we were talking about it. Did we think that the cat dragged it in? Did another bird, one of the crows, get it from a nest and drop it? How did this just get in the middle of our side yard? And so, but by the next day, even though ants are little boogers sometime, by the next day it was completely consumed and gone. And so the ants took care of it. And so we have all this symbiotic relationship in the garden. It's a very interesting thing. And so I don't know. It's tough. It's tough sometimes with all the pests and stuff. But I actually see way more death in the garden than I ever expected, between the lizards and the mice and all the other snakes and things that the cats leave us. So, oh, we're having some little cat friendly conversation. I like that here. But I would love to have chickens, but I just don't think we're up for it yet. Now, but what I do with any of the caterpillars that I do find that I don't have to squish them. I actually I used to have the lizards trained to come out and get them. I had a little place, but it was always hard for me to get it on video because they're very camera shy. They told me I didn't have access to their agent. The agent hadn't signed off on them to appear on film, and so they wouldn't come out and eat for me on demand. Um, I'm just joking. They don't have agents. But so I used to have a little place where the lizards lived over on the other end of the patio. And so I had a lid that I would go and put the worms on. And then sometimes I just go out to the creek, or if the kids are going to come over and we're going to go fish them, I'll just save them in a jar and we'll use them as fish bait and fish with them. So, um, yeah. Yeah, the shade sales are interesting. The shade sales are interesting. Nature up close is really brutal. It is brutal. You don't think about it, but it is tough. So I apologize if that is upsetting to share that story. So um, yeah, it is absolutely symbiosis. Alex says she seeing the ladybugs in the garden. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. The Kizzard's agents. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, well, the Geico lizard does have an agent. That's true. That's true. They probably know him. That's why they refused. They weren't thinking they were getting paid enough. Um, the frame, the canopy. Oh, shade cloth with grommets and use a frame for one of those carport things. That's true. I'll show you something else. I think it's close enough I can reach it. I haven't, so I'm not endorsing these because I haven't tested them yet, but I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you. As long as we're clear, I haven't tested it. I don't know if I'm going to like it yet or not. But I found these clips and I don't want to waste one. But you're supposed to be able to clip it together. I don't know if you can see this. You would put a string through here. So if you were running a string, I'm going to try these by the way. If you're running like a paracord and you put two parallel paracords, wrap this side around the paracord like so, and then snap this onto your shade cloth and pinch it on both sides. And it's supposed to be like a slidable curtain thing. Does that make sense? And so this might work. And I'm happy to, I just picked these up on Amazon. Um, Shade cloth slide clips, I think is what they were called. Um, I will do a video about them when I get this all set up. But this looked like a really cheap way to do this, but they are definitely one-time use only. So once I click through, let's see if I can get them up to the camera close enough. Can y'all see that? See how it snaps? So you pinch it through the shade cloth material or the landscape fabric or whatever you're using, and then you should be able to slide it. Oh, I know where I could test this easy, quick, easy peasy. Well, not while I'm on camera tonight, where I have the shade cloth the um, over the sub pod. I could just take. Currently, I'm using gardening. I'm using clips from Harbor Freight, clipping those on. Maybe I'll try that there. I'll start there. I'll start there. Shade cloth slide clips. I think that's what they are. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. They were fairly cheap. I mean, it's cheap plastic, you know. Um, but I have been looking for a way to do a shade cloth on the patio because I like sitting out there and sometimes it gets too hot, but I want to still be outside, but I don't always want shade cloth there. And from the inside of our house, we sit and we can sit from the inside and look out. And so I don't want a cloth or a pergola that's permanently there that's going to block my view up into the trees. We watch the hawks, we watch the crows, we see the owls when they're up there. We see things happening out in the meadow. So I don't want anything blocking that view. I mean, that's why I'm here, is to be able to enjoy that. So um, I think these are, I mean, they're fairly inexpensive. Probably, I think for a bag of 50 was maybe $15 or something like that. I mean, fairly inexpensive versus all the things that you have to do, um, putting up a lot of heavy duty posts and stuff. So I'll try it. I'll let you know. If you try it first, let me know. But all right, my beautiful friends. Okay, Heather, I almost did it. I almost went an extra half hour. How'd I do? You guys didn't think I could keep talking, did you? I told you. I don't see Mom's Secret Garden on here. I think that's Mom's new handle, Secret Garden Mom or something like that. Um, I don't see her on that. I forgot to call her. I was supposed to call her before I went live. I failed again this week. So it's so funny. I text her whenever I have a new video out, and she goes, "Thanks for letting me know. You know, I watch these like it's my job." And I was like, "Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that." And so last night we walked into her house for dinner, and she had YouTube on the television. I was like, "That I just released a video. That's not my video you have on the TV." She holds up her iPad. She is watching the garden tour video on her iPad while something else is playing on the TV. So oh my gosh. Anastasia Lee, you are very welcome. I really just want to share with you guys with as much integrity as I can. Habitual Hobbies, you can still call her Mama Meadow. Y'all don't even know how happy you have made her taking an interest in her garden. Um, she's just so happy. It's just, she said, "Did anybody leave any comments about the garden?" And she'll ask me little cute questions. And so I actually probably need to do another garden tour. She had, her zucchini took a hit. The zucchini took a hit, but everything else is looking good. We have some radishes from in there. It's just green everywhere. Um, so definitely you can call her Mama Meadow. She thinks that's very, very funny. Very, very funny. But you guys have been so great tonight. I am going to wrap this up. If there's any last minute comments you want to put in there before we go, please do. Again, thank you for supporting the channel. Kaylee, if you could put this um, in the um, in the comments, I would appreciate it. MichelleInTheMeadow.com/support. So I've created a page on my website that shows all of our affiliate links. And there's probably more I'll need to put on there. But if you're ever wondering if I'm an affiliate for somewhere that you're about to shop, feel free to start at MichelleInTheMeadow.com/support. And that way you can find any of the affiliate programs I have. I'm an Amazon affiliate. So if you shop on Amazon, they're all pretty similar. Like it's MichelleInTheMeadow.com/Amazon. So, all of those things do add up and they do help us and they make a difference in our lives. So I am very, very grateful for that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Keely, for putting that up there. Thank you so much. Her garden is metal. Need to see how the planter I built is still doing. So I can give you guys that a quick one, and I'll do another video about that. The cucumbers died. That's the short answer. But I don't think it's the garden box's fault because the marigolds are fine. There was a huge wind. I probably shared that on one of the videos. We had a big windstorm through here and it did blow it over and it fell backwards onto the ground. And all of the cucumbers that I had planted fell out. They hadn't rooted in really good yet when they fell out. And I think I think it broke off their roots, frankly. They just never recovered after that. And so, since cucumbers can be succession planted, maybe I'll get some of those cucumber seeds over to Mom's and we'll try again. The marigolds look just fine, but the cucumbers just did not make it. So we'll give that another shot and see if we can get that going. But the bed itself is doing fine. It's really cute. I think it's really, really cute. So thank you for asking that question. I really appreciate that. Have a good night, Michelle. Don't forget to make us a short showing the LED lights. Oh, I can run out and do that now. I'll go do that here in just a minute. Excuse me. Good night, everybody. This was lots of fun. We'll make sure we tell Mama Meadow hello. The evolution on the stun okra. I'm going to be eating some tomorrow. That is the evolution on the stun okra. So that is fantastic. That's going really, really well. Oh, you want to say good night? Hey, you want to say good night? You want to tell everybody good night? Hey, right here, right here. Oh, she's going to be shy. Did you want to tell everybody good night? They're saying good night. Okay, I guess she's going to be camera shy. She's going to be camera shy. But you guys have a great night. And remember, drink plenty of water, wear that high quality sunscreen. Maybe next month I'll tell you why I say that all the time. And have a fantastic night.